Good morning, Charmaine.
Good morning.
I'm so excited to be here talking with you this morning. It's exciting that crime prevention is coming up again
Yes,
this year, but we're doing it virtually for the most part again, and I'm excited to be here with you.
so am I. I'm excited to be here with you as well, Keira.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day, and I'm just going to take a few minutes or a minute to introduce you to
Sure.
our viewers today. So Charmaine is the founder and the CEO of CLR Lane Consulting and Psychosocial Services. That's a mouthful.
Yes, it is.
She works as a consultant and registered psychotherapist practicing in the city of Toronto. Charmaine is an experienced client-centered therapist providing counseling and psychotherapy using a holistic approach, which I love. It's treating the whole person and taking into account social factors rather than just the symptoms of the disease. She holds a Master's of Science degree in counseling psychology, and Charmaine specializes in racial trauma and the developer of and facilitator of the Trauma and the Black Youth Experience and community policing amidst racial trauma workshops. Charmaine serves as a consultant on the Inside Out project for the Barrie Police Service, reviewing materials through a child psychology, anti-oppressive, anti-racism lens, which I think is super valuable. And
Yes.
I'm really excited to have Charmaine here because I actually did a couple of her workshops and I gained a lot of value from her racial trauma session during Children's Mental Health Week, as well as her community policing amidst racial trauma workshop. And the reason why I asked Charmaine to be here today is because I was hopeful that she can put some perspective as to why these types of workshops and training are valuable and benefit our crime prevention and how that can benefit safer communities. So I'm going to leave it to you, Charmaine, to help with that.
Sounds good, Keira. Thank you so much. So basically, as we think about something as the term racial trauma, it's simply something that looks similar to PTSD, except it has also another component where racialized bodies, so people in my body, Black bodies, other racialized bodies, have a mistrust, or I would say a distrust for not only police officers, but people that are in white bodies, right? And so it's really looking at racism and microaggressions and any sort of discriminatory practices that allow people in racialized bodies to feel traumatized, right? How this is beneficial for crime prevention is for people such as yourselves, police officers, to really begin to maybe just take a second look, not changing actually how you do your work, but just taking a second look at the possibility. Because Keira, just because there is racism doesn't mean someone's traumatized by it, right? That always has to be there, like any form of trauma. Someone could be raped and come out of it doing, just as good as they were, where another person might not, right? So the goal is, as we think about crime prevention and the way that we do the work through different lenses, for officers such as yourselves to just think that racism could have impacted the person they're dealing with at that moment, right? And so looking at it that by the time they get to me or you, if you're a police officer or someone in authority, that everything that they've gone through is in that moment with you. And so just quickly paying attention to how that might change the way you look at the interaction can be a big way of preventing maybe the next crime or causing that person to feel hurt or also causing the police officer to understand, wait a minute, there might be something else going on here, right? Without changing the way you do your job. And I think that's the fear, that we think if we need to look at that, then it's also going to change the way we do our jobs. So hopefully that, told you what it was in a nutshell.
Well, I really appreciate it because it is really a community effort too. And the more we are educated, the more we have more to think about, more in our
Yes.
toolbox and to bring to our community to make our community safer.
Yeah, I really like the term more in our toolbox, right? Because you have all the other tools in there that you're trained to use and, train all the training that we receive in our respective professions. But it's also really important to understand that we can add other things into the toolbox, right? And it still doesn't take away from what's already there. But if anything, it enriches it, right? And so it becomes broader. So yeah, I really like that. And I absolutely agree.
Well, I know I was talking to Shannon, who is a special constable with our service, and you've dealt
Mhm.
with her and done a lot of work with her. And we
Yes.
were talking this weekend just about the training that you've provided, and we are
Mhm.
getting a lot of feedback, really
Mhm.
great feedback.
That's
So
always good.
I am super thankful to have met you. I'm super thankful to have had you come on this morning and just talk to me a little bit and just provide a little bit of your insight, because I think it's important for our communities to know that we are adding to our toolbox and it's invaluable. And so thank you for being with me for a few minutes this morning, Charmaine.
Thank you, Keira, and I really appreciate being here as well. Take good care. Bye-bye.
Thanks.